In the summer of 356 BCE, during a stormy night in Pella, Macedonia, a prince was born who would change the course of history. As legend has it, on that very night, the great temple of Artemis at Ephesus burned to the ground. The priest declared that Artemis was too busy attending the birth of Alexander to save her temple. Born to King Philip II and Queen Olympias, young Alexander was raised in the halls of power.
You, my son, are destined for greatness. Remember, you are descended from Achilles himself.
Olympias, a fierce and ambitious woman, told him tales of destiny and greatness, planting seeds of divine heritage in his mind. From his earliest years, Alexander showed extraordinary promise.
My son, seek out a kingdom equal to yourself, for Macedonia has no room for your ambitions.
At age 10, he tamed the mighty horse Bucephalus, which no one else could ride. Between the ages of 13 and 16, Alexander studied under the great philosopher Aristotle.
Knowledge is the greatest weapon of all, my young friend. With it, you can conquer more than just lands.
Here, in the shade of the garden, Alexander absorbed lessons in philosophy, medicine, and scientific investigation. In the shade of the garden at Mieza, Alexander absorbed lessons in philosophy, medicine, and scientific investigation. But it was Homer's Iliad that truly captured his imagination, keeping a copy under his pillow alongside his dagger. At just 20 years old, Alexander's life changed forever. His father was assassinated at his sister's wedding feast. The young prince quickly secured his position, eliminating potential rivals and ascending to the throne of Macedonia. Within 2 years, Alexander had reasserted Macedonian authority over Greece. He was elected leader of the Hellenic League. But his eyes turned eastward toward the vast Persian Empire. In 334 BCE, Alexander crossed the Hellespont with 40,000 men and 5,600 cavalry, beginning his legendary campaign against Persia. At the Battle of Granicus, he led from the front, his white-plumed helmet visible to all as he charged into the Persian forces. The victories came in rapid succession: Issus, where he defeated Darius III's much larger army; Tyre, which fell after a 7-month siege; and the dramatic entrance into Egypt, where he was proclaimed pharaoh and founded Alexandria, the first of many cities bearing his name. In Gordium, faced with the legendary knot that promised rule of Asia to whoever could untie it, Alexander simply drew his sword and cut through it.
Why waste time on what can be done swiftly?
The defining moment came at Gaugamela in 331 BCE. Despite being outnumbered, Alexander's tactical genius prevailed.
Forward for victory and glory.
His cavalry charge broke through to Darius, who fled, effectively ending the Persian Empire. Alexander now ruled lands from Greece to modern-day Pakistan. But Alexander wasn't satisfied. He pushed eastward into Central Asia, fighting fierce battles against local tribes. In Bactria, he married Roxana, combining Greek and Persian customs in a symbolic gesture of unity between East and West. In 327 BCE, he led his army into India, facing not only human enemies but elephants and harsh terrain.
Press on, we shall conquer these lands.
Hold your ground, defend our land.
At the Battle of Hydaspes, he defeated King Porus, but the toll on his army was severe.
We have come far, but I will not push you beyond your limits. Let us return home.
Finally, at the Hyphasis River, his exhausted troops refused to go further. The return journey proved as challenging as the conquest.
Stay strong, my friends. Together we shall endure.
Through the Gedrosian desert, Alexander marched alongside his men, sharing their hardships. Many died from heat and exhaustion, but their leader's presence helped maintain morale.
Rest now. We will survive this and return to tell our tales.
Back in Babylon, Alexander began planning new campaigns, but fate had other plans.
There's still so much to do, so much to conquer.
At a banquet in 323 BCE, he fell ill with a fever. For 12 days, his condition worsened. On June 10, 323 BCE, Alexander the Great died, just shy of his 33rd birthday. His empire stretched across 3 continents, and his legacy would influence culture, trade, and warfare for millennia to come. In just 13 years, Alexander had created the largest empire the ancient world had ever seen. He founded over 20 cities, spread Greek culture across Asia, and opened up trade routes that would define the Silk Road. His death sparked wars among his successors, but his legend lived on. More than a conqueror, Alexander represented a bridge between East and West. He adopted Persian customs, encouraged his men to marry local women, and dreamed of a unified world under one crown. Though his empire fragmented after his death, the Hellenistic world he created would flourish for centuries. The boy who was told he was descended from Achilles died having surpassed even the greatest heroes of legend. His name would echo through history, Alexander the Great, the man who conquered the known world before his 33rd birthday. To this day, historians debate the true nature of Alexander. Was he a visionary who sought to unite humanity, or a ruthless conqueror driven by unquenchable ambition? Perhaps he was both. What's certain is that few individuals have left such an indelible mark on human history. From Macedonia to India, Alexander's footprints can still be traced in the ruins of ancient cities, in the mixing of cultures he encouraged, and in the legends that continue to inspire. His life, though brief, changed the course of human civilization, creating a legacy that would endure for over 2,000 years.